Hey, Key.
I think Key's a little bit nervous right now, Fish.
Yeah, I think he is too. I think he's being really brave about it.
Yep. On behalf of the board of the Fisher and Ronnie not-for-profit, we would like to give you this just for your... Today, me and Fisher are actually helping our first family out, who happens to be our next door neighbor. Actually, unbelievable that our next door neighbor, her son, has the tethered spinal cord syndrome, is what I believe is the official name that I've come up with. Is that right?
Yeah, it's tethered cord.
Okay, tethered cord. And so it's kind of unbelievable. But anyway, the first family that we're able to help through the Fisher and Ronnie not-for-profit just happens to be our next door neighbor, and we're here for everybody. So if you're watching this video and you've got a child in need with any kind of disability, make sure to look us up on the web, and we'll put our web address right across the bottom right now. But real quick, we'll talk to Miss Tamika. Miss Tamika, can you give us just a rundown on like where this started with Key and how we've got to where we're at now?
Okay, so where it started, it just kind of started off as some maybe normal urinary problems. Like at the beginning, he just kind of had trouble potty training. So he was in diapers and pull-ups a little bit longer than normal kids. But doctors was like, okay, kids potty train at different rates, so maybe there's nothing wrong with them. But then he started having like the urgency and frequency to go, like very frequently, to like where he would go sometimes maybe 6-7 times in an hour. So I took him to a couple of different doctors, and they just kind of said, well, maybe he's drinking a little bit too much. And I said, well, that's the problem. He doesn't drink enough. So we went from a couple of different doctors to where they finally sent us to urology. And we went to our local urologist, and we didn't get many answers from him. He put us on medicine. He put us on oxybutynin, and that didn't do anything. So after probably maybe 3, 4, 5 months, I ended up asking his pediatrician for a referral to a doctor a little bit farther from here. And she sent us to Louisville, Kentucky, which is probably about 4 hours away from here, 4 to 4.5 hours away from here. And we've been going to Louisville since he was 3.5, maybe 4 years old. And that was after trying the local urologist in our area. And he's been on a bunch of different medicines for his urinary problems. We've been on bladder training. We've had a couple procedures with like hemodynamic studies, pee stream studies. November of 2018, he had a surgery on his boy part, which we thought was gonna fix the problem. The surgery ended up fixing like his pee stream, the way it flowed, but it didn't actually fix his urine inconsistency, his frequency, or his urgency to go. So basically what's happened since the time he was 3, and he just turned 7 on Valentine's Day. So in that amount of time, we've exhausted all avenues with the urologist. So the next step was to do stick a bronch up him. So in December, I think it was December the 3rd of this past year, December 3rd, 2020, they stuck a bronch up him. They done some hemodynamic studies, did some more flow studies, and they sedated him, put him to sleep, and did all this stuff on him. The results of all these studies came back that he had irregular hemodynamics, and he has a muscle that contracts when it's supposed to be relaxed while he goes to pee. So when he pees, it hurts him, and they can't figure out what's going on. So based on his hemodynamic studies and the bronch and all the evidence that they got from this thing that when they put him to sleep in December, it suggests that he has the tethered cord syndrome. So with that being said, the urologist has exhausted every avenue that he has. There's nothing else that they could do for him because they've been working on him. They've done every possible thing that they've done since he was 3.5 and he's 7 now. So they sent us to a neurosurgeon. So we went to neuroscience at Norton's in Louisville, and we had an MRI done of his spine and his back and his neck. They done that February the 2nd of this year, and based on all that together, they have decided that he does have tethered cord. So now we're at the point where he is going to have surgery, and his surgery will be on Thursday. So what they're going to do is they're going to go into his spinal cord, because apparently whenever he was in the womb, there's a cord at the end of your spinal cord, and that cord, according to the neurosurgeon, it attached to his pelvis while he was inside the womb, and because it attached to his pelvis, that's why he has the tethered cord syndrome. So that's the best way for me to explain it, because that's how the doctor explained it to me. So what they're going to do is they're going to go in there and do surgery on that and fix that, so that he doesn't have the problems that he's having. He's had constipation and the urine problems since he was born. So once they fix the tethered cord, it should resolve everything else. So like I said, we've been from urologist to urologist, and we've been on all kind of different medicines and all kind of different bladder training plans and, you know, different kind of things for this, and just to come to find out that the main cause of it ended up being tethered cord. But we just now figured out that, so the next step is just to do the surgery.
On behalf of the board of the Fisher and Ronnie not-for-profit, we would like to give you this just for your expenses, and hopefully that will help, and that check will help. And to make sure anybody out there that's watching, you know, if you have a child or if you have a disability and you're in need, you know, make sure to look us up on the web. We'll put that across the bottom again, our website, and make sure that you check us out and see if we can't help you out as well. Well, Keith sure had a you know, he's had a rough stretch, right?
Yeah, it's hard to see stuff like that. Kids having to have surgery, but I mean, I think the good Lord has him in his hands.
That's right, and that, you know, that's what me and Fisher, we started this out a year ago, almost to the you know, coming up on a year. We started a YouTube channel, and as we grew, and you know, we said, let's start a not-for-profit, and this is what it's for. You know, we've done this to help people. This was our helping hand, you know, what we could help Miss Tamika through the board members of the Fisher and Ronnie not-for-profit, and you know, I couldn't be any more happier, that's for sure, Fish.
You know what I think, Dan?
What?
Like in the Bible, it says, love your neighbor like you love yourself.
That's exactly right, Fisher.
Yep.
Love your neighbor like you love yourself. And you know, and so anybody out there watching this video, we hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that maybe you can make a difference in somebody's life. And you know, if you want to make a difference, you know, visit the website, and we've got bracelets for sale, Fisher and Ronnie YouTube, and we got Fisher and Ronnie not-for-profit. You know, if you want to get a bracelet, all the proceeds definitely go to the not-for-profit organization that we have. So if not, hey, if you want one for free, just send us an email and we'll send you one for free. So we don't want any pressure on anybody. We just want to make sure that we're helping people, right, Fish?
Yep, and make sure to make a difference, and make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe.
See ya.
See ya.